Hello, I'm Chief Petty Officer Cannon, and we're going to go over how to properly iron the Navy's dress blue uniform. The first step is to turn the uniform inside out. The next thing you're going to do is make your back crease. The crease on your back should extend from the bottom of the jumper to the very top of the neckerchief in one solid line. Want to make sure I'm totally straight and don't have any wrinkles on either side of the uniform. I'm going to take my iron set to the wool setting, and I will run it all the way down my line. After I've creased it once, I'll check the material for railroad tracks. A railroad track is when another crease ends up beside your first crease. You should never have two creases side by side. If you can see that on mine, it is just one straight crease. The next thing I like to do is to finish creasing my neckerchief. The neckerchief should have 3 creases across the back, all facing outboard when the neckerchief is laying flat. Since I've already done the center crease, I will now fold the outside edge of my neckerchief in until it touches the crease that I just made. I'll do this all the way down, lay the neckerchief down flat, and run my iron over that line. I will repeat this step on the other side of my neckerchief, folding it in so that the edge of my neckerchief here touches the crease here that I just made. Now I'll run my iron along this crease. Now my neckerchief has 3 distinct creases equally spaced across the back. The next creases are my sleeve creases. In the Sea Cadet uniform, it is especially important to make sure that your flashings are lined up in the center of your sleeve, so that when you crease your sleeve, it cuts the flashing right down the center. I can feel the flashing through my fabric, and I'm going to fold the flashing in half. Once the flashing is folded in half, I'm going to lay this edge down flat and crease this with my iron. And my first crease is done. I'm going to do the same thing on my opposite sleeve, making sure that my rank and my flashing are folded in half. Now, an important thing to remember is that we don't put creases in the rank and the flashing themselves. We simply fold them in half while we're creasing so that we know where the center of the sleeve should be. Now, I only have one crease left to do. That's the crease down the front of my jumper. However, this crease should be facing outboard, so I can't press it with the jumper inside out. So I'll bring the jumper back to right side out and fold from this V in the collar right here straight down to the bottom of my jumper. I will lay this end flat and run my iron down that crease. Now the creases on my jumper are inspection ready. If you notice, the front crease is outboard, that is to say going away from the garment. My back crease is inboard, that is to say going into the garment. The 3 creases on my grease flap are outboard, facing away from the garment. And the 2 creases the single crease on each sleeve are also facing inboard. Now, it's important that I stow my jumper correctly in order to avoid messing up my creases. I want to move it inside out again. And lay the jumper flat in front of me so that the front is facing me. I'll take one sleeve, move it over, folding the jumper so that the right sleeve is on top of the left sleeve. Now, if you notice, since my front crease is now inboard and my back crease is now outboard, I've simply folded along those creases so that they will stay preserved during storage. I will fold both creases of my neckerchief of my grease flap in, so that it makes one single rectangle, which I will fold back on top of the garment. Now I'll bring my sleeves in and fold the jumper in half like so. Now my jumper is ready for stowage, and it will preserve the creases until I'm ready to wear it. The next step is to iron my pants. My trousers are already inside out, as you can see by the pockets being on the inside. The creases on the trousers go port and starboard, that is to say on either side of the leg, not the front and the back. So, in order to crease this, I'll hold the pants flat, lay one leg down flat, and run the iron on either edge of the leg. And then I'll touch up any wrinkles that may be along the front or back of my trousers. I will repeat this process with the other leg. Laying it down flat, creasing each side, and knocking down any wrinkles along the face of the pants. Now, you also stow the trousers inside out, like so. Holding them out flat, you fold one leg over the other, and then you simply fold the legs into thirds, and your trousers are ready for stowage. It's important that you store this uniform on a shelf with nothing on top of it and no possibility for it to fall, so that it will preserve the creases and stay inspection ready. I hope that everyone has their uniform squared away and is ready for the next drill. Thank you.